Arti Sharma. I'm your host for today's session. Make sure your company is visible on Google. In these tough economic times, we are always striving to ensure that our marketing dollars are paying us back and there's a sufficient return on investment. And today's presentation is definitely geared towards how can you get more traffic, more visibility on search engines, and make sure that your investment is definitely paying your returns. So today's session is being conducted by our search marketing specialist and an expert, Francois Muscat, who's come all the way from South Africa. Francois has been a WSI franchisee for almost 5 years now and has tons of experience working with companies on getting them more visibility, more leads, more branding on search engines. So Francois, without any further ado, I'd like to welcome you here and share with us some golden nuggets on how companies today who are online can still get the maximum bang for their buck. Take it away.
Thank you, Arti. Thank you very much. And welcome, everybody. This presentation really looks at a white paper that I wrote talking about how to actually do lead generation. And it's focused on small companies that are able to compete with larger companies. And just to set the scene, I'm just going to do a brief comparison between print and search, then talk about search engine marketing and how you actually get visibility on Google, and then how you can use content to compete against bigger brands and bigger companies out there. And then what does Google look at when it starts to rank your pages? And then we'll sprinkle a bit of social media into that and see what type of solution a small to medium-sized company should do to actually get good visibility. What happens is many times people go to the internet and they type in a product or a service and they don't see their names come up. They see their competitors' names, and they know that internet marketing can work for them on the internet, but they're just not sure how to get there. And we hear continually that social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter can help you, and many of us see companies using these social media sites, but we want to know, how does it work for us and how can we make it part of our business? So I'm going to look at how we would put a small strategy in place of using social media and search. If you compare Yellow Pages to search or even print to search, you'll find that search is now taken over. People don't go to the Yellow Pages to find products and services anymore. They actually go to the internet. And the difference between the two is on Yellow Pages, your ad is going to appear next to your competitors, and it's going to be quite difficult for you to work out the value of those ads. What sort of leads did you get from them? Because you can't really measure it very easily. And with search, you can really differentiate yourself and from your competitors by adding a lot of content onto your website. You can come across as a resource website. People are looking for information. And better still, using analytics, you can measure how people have actually interacted with your website. So by the type of keywords that they typed in and getting to your website, you can track whether they did the goals that you were hoping to achieve. Now, with search engine marketing, you'll find that there are mainly two areas. One is the paid search, which is the Google pay-per-click and other search engines as such. And this is a well-known way to advertise your products and services on the internet. And it gets you up there very quickly, but like all advertising, your exposure stops the moment your budget runs out. So the moment you stop paying, you don't appear on search engines. When you see on the organic search that once you start to achieve a ranking on the first page of Google, your website can receive up to 75% more traffic coming to your website. So the idea is that once you understand how to get this visibility, we find that our clients and customers actually get quite excited about participating in search engine marketing. With visibility, what I did was I looked at a report from Marketing Sherpa and Enquiro and see how B2B businesses work on the internet. What do they do on the internet? That's what we want to find out. And we'll see that on the same day, only 10% of people will go to the internet and actually transact or finish through to buy a product. But the rest of us, when we go onto the internet, we spend as early as 9 months before the time to researching. We're looking for information that's going to help us make a decision somewhere along the line, whether it be buying a new house or buying a car or buying anything. Now, what is it that people look for when they go to search engines, to the internet? Because I know we don't all wake up in the morning and say, I want to go and buy something, let me go to the internet. We normally go there to look for information. And this report shows us the type of information that people are looking for, such as white papers, technical information. People want to be able to do comparisons between products and services that they're looking at. And if they're interested in a product or service, they would certainly want to have a look at a case study or even find out more information about this. And even at the last point, we can see that the company's approach and its company's approach to business is very high on a scale of 1 to 7 in people making a decision to deal with you. So when you look at this list, it's quite easy to figure out the secret, and that is content. Now content, I'm sure you've all heard about content is king. And since the beginning of the internet, that's what we all do. We go to the internet and we look for some information. And content has stood the test of time, even while Google has changed its algorithms over and over again. And many of us try to keep up with it, but that we know that once we find out that content is the way to achieve visibility, we can really get some good web marketing results. So this is a strategy that is adding content to your website on a regular basis so that you can cover the keyword searches which we call long tail. These are keyword search phrases that are of 3 or more phrases. Now, if you wanted to compete effectively against bigger and larger companies out there, you need to appear on the search engines for the type of information they're looking for. So in this example on this slide, I was looking at the type of carpet cleaning tips. So if you had a carpet business, before people would phone you, they would want to perhaps find out how they could actually remove stains. So these are website links from Google that I got compiled onto the slide. It shows you examples of the type of content you should be looking at applying to your website. Then the other thing that people do a lot is type in questions on the internet. And how would I remove a stain, a coffee stain or a red wine stain? And a good website to find out the type of questions people ask is eha.com. So the idea to build a frequently asked questions page using a full page in some cases to answer quite clearly the type of information that people were looking for. Just as a bit of an example,